The recent horrific attacks in Paris shook the world, but also served to highlight how some tragedies seemingly count more than others. Headline after headline claimed that the death count amounted to the worst attack in France since World War II. The Daily Beast: Paris wakes up under siege after deadliest attack since World War II. And Yahoo News: 120 dead in Paris attacks, worse since World War II. While the events in Paris were indeed horrific, they weren't the worst violence in France since World War II. They weren't even the worst violence in Paris. On October 17, 1961, French police violently dispersed the rally in support of Algeria's independence movement, the FLN. Police opened fire with live ammunition on a peaceful crowd packed mostly with Algerian immigrant families, including children. As the rally collapsed, police chased fleeing Algerians through the streets, beating them to death with clubs. In the aftermath of the massacre, bodies were dumped into the Seine River. Around 11,000 survivors were rounded up and detained. In the subsequent days, many of the detainees were beaten and deprived of food. The French government long claimed just a handful of protesters died, but historians believe as many as 300 may have been killed. Unlike the latest massacre in Paris, little is known of the 1961 killings. Even in France, the details of the massacre were long swept under the carpet. When comparing reactions to the 1961 and 2015 massacres, it's hard to ignore a few basic facts. One tragedy was about the West being attacked. The other was about an assault on Arabs. One massacre stopped the world, while the other remains almost completely forgotten.